Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are in the kitchen doing something that's very important to local cuisine. Here in the Caribbean we tend to have a lot more fish than anything. It's rapidly abundant and it's a lot cheaper than any of the other proteins. So today we're going to be going through how to clean and break down a fish. We will be using Welshman fish, which has a basic similar body structure to any common snapper, mahi, or most other common fish. So sit back, hit that subscribe button, and enjoy the video. Alright guys, as I mentioned, pretty common little fish here, nothing too crazy. I want to note here that these fish are already gutted, but you can do the same process that we're about to do if they are not gutted to avoid having to gut them. Saves you a little bit of time. But what we're going to do is just the basic way to clean a fish that's already gutted or not. You just have to be more careful if they have not been gutted. So if you notice here, you have the gill that opens up and then you have the little fin. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my knife and the backbone runs right down through here, and I'm going to try to cut from about the backbone to the bottom here behind the first little fin. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to cut all the way down, and you see that that kind of opens the whole thing up. And then I'm going to turn, and I'm not going all the way up, I'm just going to go somewhere up through here about halfway, and I'll make a small incision. And I have a really flexible knife here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in and I'm going to lay it against those little rib bones and let the flex of the knife bend and lay against the ribs, and I'm going to follow it all the way back to the tail here, okay? And then I'm going to turn and I'm going to go all the way up. And what that does is, if you see here, you can see the rib bones on the fish. And I'm literally laying my knife against it and just following down through here. So again, we're going to come in here, we're just laying the knife against it, and then we're following all the way down. And we came almost all the way up to the top here, and we're just going to make those cuts connect. We're going to follow down the backbone. Now that you see the backbone here, we're just going to cross right over that and still follow all the way down. And since this fish is clean, we don't really have to worry about cutting into the belly and the guts and stuff. So just going to follow right down through here. And again, we're keeping our knife laid right on those bones. We're just going to go all the way down. And whenever you get to the bottom here, you can just cut through the skin, and you can see that you have the nice clean fillet of fish. And you can also see here that there's not much left here. You can feel the bones all the way down, and you can feel the bones here. So you know that the only meat that's left is what's between the bones, which is really, really hard to get and not quite worth it. So we're going to turn it over to the other side here, and we're basically going to do the same exact thing again. I'm going to go behind the fin and cut all the way up to the top, go to the backbone, cut all the way up to the top. I'm going to open it up just a little bit and follow it all the way down. Again, we're just keeping the knife pressed flat against the ribs and going all the way. I don't know if you can hear that or not on the camera, but for me, I can quite easily hear the knife blade running against the bones as we just make the simple cuts. So now with this side, just because it makes it a little bit easier, I like to turn it and work away from myself. And again, just lay the knife on the ribs and push it all the way out. So here, as you can see, there's just a little bit connecting, just a little bit of skin. So we're just going to go through and cut those clean off. So looking back at the fish, as I mentioned, you can see that there's literally straight down to the bone here and nothing on this side. So it's good to go. Once we have the fish fillets here, I'm just going to run my finger down through here and make sure that I don't feel any bones. And then I'm going to go underneath the meat. Just lay the knife blade flat against it. Go underneath and wiggle it back and forth. You can leave the skin on a lot of times, but I just choose not to because I'm not a big fan of eating the skin of most fish. So just kind of do that, work your way down through there. This is more difficult because these fillets are really small and delicate. Fish, the easier it is to just go ahead and just whip the skin right off of there. But as you can see, nice clean fillet.